Alright, welcome back to Dinopedia, episode entry 17, the Dilophosaurus. Make sure to like if you like, and subscribe down below for more videos. So of course, the schedule for today, as always, is to look at the Ark Survival Dilophosaurus, talk about tips and tricks for the Dilophosaurus and Ark Survival Ascended, potential add-ons for Ark Survival Ascended Dilo, and reworking for my new game, Dino World. So let's get into it. So the Dilo from Ark Survival Ascended, obviously it's an animal, so Kingdom Animalia, group reptilian because it's a prehistoric lizard, and it is part of the raptor family. The traits in Ark, it's smaller than its IRL size. We're going to be talking about that when the rework comes. It spawns in packs of 2 to 3 dinos and travels in a direction, constantly attacking everything they come across. So similar to terror birds, they basically just patrol, they keep moving in one direction, and they kill everything in sight. So of course, the Ark Survival Ascended Dilo is very weak. It has a health of 130, stamina 100, oxygen 150, food and water 450 each, weight 45, melee 10, its spit attack does 3, it has a speed of 1.2 meters per second, swing speed of 3 meters per second, and torpor is 75. So very, very weak dino for early game combat. Some utilities for the Dilo, obviously it has its spray attack, so using its spray attack to blind a creature and drastically slow them down while attacking to get an easy kill. I mean, that's pretty obvious. You spray them and then you attack them because they're both blinded and drastically slower, so it is a very easy kill for most early game dinosaurs. And obviously it's easy kibble. Dilos are easy early game egg layers for kibble production, so obviously taming a bunch of dilos and getting them to lay eggs is obviously a very efficient way to get kibble very early in the game. Some tricks, obviously a beach pack. Put a raptor and a pack of dilos on wander on a beach and get easy, safe supply of endless meat, as dilos can blind and slow prey, while the raptor adds its high DPS to kill everything they come across. So if you put these on a beach, turtles, parasaurs, galleys even, dodos, lystros, most chops, even terror birds, a raptor plus a pack of dilos will kill everything in sight and give you an endless supply of meat, almost guaranteed. And finally, this is a combat mech, but if you have a Dilo, obviously no one's going to suspect that because usually Carnos are the base cheap thing here. Carnos and Raptors are pretty much going to be the weakest things in the battlefield, but using a Dilo spray attack on a Giga when it becomes enraged, meaning it turns against basically everything, making it blind makes it a completely chaotic situation, as there's no way to predict what a Giga on rage mode will devastate during its rage. It will attack everything, it's going to be blinded, it's going to be enraged, and it's going to have higher DPS, so you have no idea what the Giga is going to do. It may decimate the enemy fleet, basically just call off everything and just freaking run, because a blinded Giga is a chaotic, unpredictable Giga. So of course, some potential add-ons, I think they need to increase the size of the Dilo because its IRL cousin is extremely more large and more bulky, as we'll show by the size comparison. But increase the Dilo's size, health, attack damage to resemble its real-life self, which rivaled the size of a freaking Baryonyx. It was like 8 feet tall in real life, so like it was literally rivaling the size of a freaking Baryonyx. So like the Dilo is incredibly small in Ark. It needs to be bigger. And along with that, make their spray more effective. Make it more spread out instead of just some glob. Just make it more of an AoE attack that covers a wide area, and make it more effective by lowering the brightness of it. So you can barely see instead of just, half brightness. Because people can just turn the brightness up and just play as normal. So make it more effective, make it cover a wide area, make it more deadly. So of course, the Ark Survival Evolved and Jurassic World Dilos are very similar in size. Both games decided to make them really small instead of real-life counterparts. So of course, I think the Jurassic World one obviously looks better, but that's just because Ark is just a blatant ripoff of this one. So not much to say on that front. However, compared to ours is going to be much bigger and have a similar pattern to the Jurassic World one, so it's just going to be a bigger version of the Jurassic World one, and so I think ours looks a little bit better because it's going to be taller, bigger, faster, and extremely devastating. So the Dilo in Dino World, obviously we shortened its name, so it's not the Dilophosaurus, it's just called the Dilo. A normal Dilo is a wild tame variant, so one you can find in the wild and one you can tame, or the mutated Dilo, which is a product of 2 tame Dilos making a baby plus a gene computer added to provide genetic mutations to that baby. So of course it's an animal, so Kingdom Animalia and Group Reptilian stays the same as their prehistoric lizards as dinos are. Class is Raptor and family is Raptor, so it joins the family of raptors such as the Velociraptor, Artisaraptor, and the Deinonychus. So of course, the Dilo in Dino World, as you can see by this image showing the Jurassic World Dilo, which is the same as the Ark Dilo pretty much, compared to its real-life cousin. And Dennis Nedry standing here being like, this thing killed me easily, this thing would absolutely kill him in one bite and not leave anything in his pockets. So the health stats compared to Ark compared to the Dino World Dilo are extreme. So health is almost triple at 350 instead of 130. Stamina 200. Oxygen 150 hasn't changed. But food and water is more than doubled at 1,000 each. Weight is almost quintupled at 200 instead of 45. And melee attack is doubled at 20. And the spray attack does 10 instead of 3. So buffed up stats. In speed, it doesn't move as fast at 5 meters per second. I mean, that's a little too fast, so I put it at 3 meters per second. Swimming speed is 3 meters per second. Torpor is 400 instead of 75, so way more than tripled. And of course, it has a fortitude of 1 to match the Baryonyx. The Dilo in Dino World is basically is basically the same as the Baryonyx, except it doesn't have infinite oxygen and a little less attack. So obviously, it has its own spray attack, making it better than the Baryonyx in that regard, but it's basically just a Baryonyx that can spray people to death and blind them. So the additional traits of the Dilo in Dino World, obviously, we've added a little bit more to make it similar to the Velociraptor. It can open doors just like a Velociraptor can, so make sure to stay vigilant and figure out how to lock doors, because the Velociraptor can do it too, but so can the Dilo. Number 2, obviously we buffed the spray attack. A secondary spray attack of poison does increase damage and deals damage over time, makes prey slower and decreases their stamina, as well as fully blinding them to make it a more dangerous attack. The one thing that we have changed though, Dilos do not spawn in packs because that would be overpowered. So we've made it basically like similar to a Baryonyx's stats. So it will not spawn in packs of 2 to 3 Dilos. It will only spawn in 1 because it's already devastating enough as it is. And its ability, Full Toxin, a charged spray spread attack that does ×2 damage, so 20 base damage instead of 10. Full Blindness, increased slowness, and a 50% damage nerf with a 30-second cooldown. So this thing is a devastating attack, basically showing that we've buffed the Dilo big time to make it more realistic to its IRL self and a dominating predator, rivaling the Baryonyx and definitely the Carnotaurus. So of course we end off with Dino World spawns on the main map of Europa. Remember, spawn rates are blue for guaranteed, green for very likely, yellow for likely, orange for rare, red for very rare, and purple for dead. So of course I would like to limit the Dilo's range, mostly because we've already made it rival the Baryonyx. So it's not going to be a river dino as it used to be in Ark. We're just going to put it in the jungle, so very likely to find them in the northern and eastern jungles, but nowhere else on the map. So obviously, if you want to be a jungle goer, you're going to have to watch out from these jungle Baryonyxes. Alright, and that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like it. Comment down below your thoughts if you like the Ark one or the Dino World one better. And of course, have a blessed day as always. And as always, toodaloo!